There we go.
Good evening. Thank you guys for coming, and thank you for those that are watching. So I'm Brenda Schnettler, and Ms. Tiffany Klom and I are in the Science Department, and we are sponsors for National Honor Society. Let's see, this year we're inducting 6 new members. In order to be inducted, students must be strong in 4 areas: character, scholarship, leadership, and service. Each inductee has chosen a teacher who's special to them or has been influential in their lives. This year we only have juniors, and so we are going to be going in alphabetical order. And all of you guys probably know your counselor, Miss French, is here. And yep. She's waiting in the back. And then also your administrator, Mr. Hughes, is here. So first off, I am going to ask Mr. Simper to come up.
So, I'm sure we can all agree that this past year has posed a lot of challenges to us as families, and especially for our students. I know the high school version of me probably wouldn't have done the best in this environment. However, the student that I'm introducing, Charles, has done very, very well under these circumstances. Charles is always dependable. Sometimes to the point to where he doesn't demand the spotlight. So I wanted to take this time to thank you, Charles, for all that you've done for yourself, for the program. Whether or not it directly benefited you, you're always stepping up, you're always dependable. Outside of my class, Charles has gone to achieve a black belt in martial arts. He's made his own flash game, managed to stay on the A and B honor roll ever since kindergarten, and kept perfect attendance for most, if not all, of his school career.
Thank you.
All right, I get to introduce 2 students today. So I also get to introduce Nathan Marks. We all know that person whose mind is like a sponge. Well, Nathan's mind is more like a ShamWow. He is always excited about learning, to the point to where he will sometimes straight scream at you about the things that he has learned outside of the class. He's never afraid to ask for help, never afraid to ask questions, and is always searching for that next level in his performance for my classes. Outside of my classes, he is enrolled in honors, AP, and IB classes, and currently has a 4.6 GPA.
Congratulations. All right, so we're going slightly out of order just because that way that Mr. Zipper could do both of his, and then at the end, Mr. Flanders doing both of his. So next, Senora Torres is unable to be here tonight, but she sent a video or audio, so we're going to play that for her introduction.
Good evening. My name is Amy Torres, and I'm a Spanish teacher at McCluer North High School. I have the great honor this evening to introduce Ibrahim Foka as one of the newest members of the National Honor Society. I've known Ibrahim for quite some time now. He's been my advisee for 3 years, and I've also had the great pleasure of having him as a student for 2 years in class. Not only is Ibrahim intelligent, he's an attentive student, he's hardworking, he's very, very dependable, and he's honest. Something that really makes him stand out even more, though, is the way he's willing to help others. I've seen him help others in class countless times, whether on the academic topic at hand or technology help more recently. He's helped me with technology. A few years back, I had a Chromebook that someone had changed to Arabic. And of course, I was unable to change it back. They said, oh, I know who can do that. Ibrahim fixed it in a matter of about 5 minutes, which not only saved his classmate from not having a Chromebook, but it saved the school district. And it was nothing for Ibrahim to do. That's just an example of the kind young man that he is and how hard he works. Yes, Ibrahim actually is working in his second language. English is not his first language, which makes his academic accomplishments that much more astonishing. So again, it's my great honor, Ibrahim. After 24 years, you're at the top. Felicitaciones and Ramadan Mubarak. Good evening. My name is
Congratulations. All right, so I'm gonna invite Ms. Van Kapp to come up next.
Well, Ibrahim, it's nice to meet you. I've enjoyed you virtually all year, and I'm excited to meet you tonight, but that's not who I'm here to speak about. So I'm here to talk about Xander Stone. And I met Xander when he was a freshman, and now he's a junior, and he's in my IB Environmental Systems and Societies class. And I was very touched when he asked me to come and introduce him tonight. When I asked him what he was most proud of, so that I can make sure to highlight those things, you know, he mentioned making the varsity baseball team when he was a sophomore and contributing to the swim and dive team, and all the while balancing above a 4.0 weighted grade average. But I thought the neatest thing that he said everything that you need to know about Xander. He said he's really proud of the relationships that he's made while here at McCluer, and he specifically said the relationships with other students and the relationships that he's built with teachers. This is a kid who's comfortable in his own skin, and that's like my favorite. It's my favorite kind of person. I mean, what kind of kid at 14 is comfortable in who they are? At 15, 16, the exact same person and just as comfortable at who they are. I don't even know how old you are now. 17?
No, I'm still
No,
16.
16. He's a baby. He's a baby. But I mean, this is a young man who he's got a kind heart. I'm sure he says bad things about somebody somewhere along the line, but I have never heard it. Everyone's a friend to Xander, and I think the fact that relationships are a strong part of who he is and what he's proud of, that's so valuable after a year like we've just had. The fact that those relationships are still so important to him and such a part of who he is, that's all you need to know about this young man. He's going places. I'm proud to know him from when he was a freshman anyway. How about that thought? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me give a shout out to his parents, because young men like this, they don't just happen. You know, we got parents at home, I'm sure they're watching, and I know you got 3 total, but you did a really good job here. So, ladies and gentlemen, Xander Stone. He's the best dressed guy here tonight. I know, look at you. You look wonderful.
All right, so now I'm gonna ask Mr. Flanders to come on up.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's my pleasure to be here. It's my honor to be here. And everyone at home, thank you for tuning in to watch this ceremony. I was looking at the program just a little bit ago, and it went down to presentation of new members, and the following new members were presented by a teacher who has profoundly affected their life. And
I am honored that two fabulous young women have asked me to introduce them. And so I did some digging, and I did some asking, and I found out that these two fabulous young women are nearly identical. They're nearly identical in academics. They're nearly identical in their kindness to others. They're nearly identical in their sense of humor. And I think they're nearly identical in the fact that they put up with me as their teacher, and the fact that they've asked me to do this, I think they have put up with me. They are also nearly identical in their service, from working at a food bank and boxing food up for those of your community that need it, to serving Thanksgiving dinner to the elderly in your community. So Naya, Holly, without your permission, I wrote a poem for the two of you together. I'm going to ask you to come up together. Not yet. She is quiet and confident. She is confident and a risk taker. She is a risk taker and she is proactive. She is proactive, not passive. She is not passive. She is dynamic. She is dynamic and bright. She is bright like a star. And like a star, she is guided by her talents. And her talents will take her to the ends of our earth and back. Back to her community. Back for her community. Without further ado, I would like to ask Holly Smith and Naya Temple to come up here. Congratulations. All right. Congratulations.
So we have 5 members of NHS that are graduating this year, but due to COVID restrictions, we couldn't have them with us tonight. But inside the program, their names are, they have an asterisk by there. All of your students, hopefully grabbed one of these on your way in. If not, there are more to grab on their way out to make sure it comes home to you. I also will email out a copy of it to you guys so that in case you wanted to keep it, you may. Ms. Hancock mentioned about parents. And it's so true that we would not be here if it wasn't for you guys, for the families. And so we really want to thank you guys for sharing your students with us, as well as watching tonight. We really could not be here without your support. So thank you, and I'm going to ask all of the new members to come up and take a picture. And then I'm going to ask Ms. French to come up too with her wonderful juniors, because we're going to make sure she gets this in her office or something.
No,
Very dapper.
I don't have creative bone in my body.
Yeah, I want like a copy of that. I think you should email that to the ladies, your poem. That was wonderful.
Absolutely.
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, Ms. French. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'll email this to you guys as well. And I'll also email you info on joining Google Classroom for NHS. Thank you, guys.